Have you ever walked into your home and suddenly felt a heaviness in the air, as if something invisible was watching you? Have you ever felt chills in a specific room, even with all the windows closed? Is your home simply disorganized, or is there something else going on inside? Something spiritual trying to warn you, but that you insist on ignoring? Many people live for years in the same place without realizing that the environment where they sleep, eat, and raise their families is spiritually contaminated. It's no coincidence that the feeling of constant exhaustion, the unfounded conflicts, the frequent nightmares, and that inexplicable feeling of fear at night can have a much deeper origin than you imagine. Have you heard of Psalm 139? Many people know this psalm as a declaration of God's omnipresence, but few understand the depth of its words when applied to the space we live in. What if I told you it can reveal if there's something spiritually hidden within your own home? Could there be a secret hidden within the walls of your home? Is there an object carrying an ancient energy, a forgotten story, an open door to forces that shouldn't be there? Before continuing, leave your comment here. Have you ever felt like your home harbors something strange? Have you ever experienced situations where the light flickered for no reason or heard footsteps even when you were alone? If so, write below. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now. It's crucial for us to continue exploring together the mysteries and hidden truths about spirituality and the energies that surround us. Only then will we be able to maintain this open connection between us, always seeking clarity and protection. Because this video isn't just about religion, it's about your energy, your well-being, and your home, which should be your refuge, but may be the focus of your exhaustion. So listen carefully. You may be living in a charged environment, and you don't even know it. And the answer, the key, the secret, may be in Psalm 139. Have you ever stopped to read this psalm as if it were a spiritual cleansing prayer, like a map of your soul and your home? It says, Lord, you have searched me and known me. But what if this searching also extended to our surroundings, to objects, to the energy that surrounds us and directly influences our peace? The psalm continues to say that there is nowhere to escape God's presence. But what if the presence we feel isn't Him? What about when the shadow in the corner of the room seems more like a warning than protection? Have you ever felt watched even when you're alone? Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with your heart racing for no apparent reason? Some signs are spiritual but manifest physically: unexplained drowsiness, headaches that come and go, constant bad moods, arguments that arise out of nowhere. Sometimes it's not psychological, sometimes it's not stress, sometimes it's something that has entered your home and feeds on your emotions. Psalm 139 reminds us that everything is naked and exposed before the gaze of the Almighty, including what we try to hide or what tries to hide from us. Therefore, when you pray this psalm, you are calling for light to illuminate what is dark. You are asking the Creator to reveal what needs to be expelled, to purify what is contaminated, to bring peace where there is unrest. But be careful, because when you pray this kind of sincere prayer, things begin to happen. Doors that were spiritually locked begin to open, truths begin to emerge, objects forgotten in the back of a drawer begin to weigh heavy, hidden presences begin to disturb, because light disturbs darkness. And when you invite the divine presence to probe your home, be ready to see what needs to come out of it. Are you ready for this? Then join me, because now we're going to dive deeper. And now that you've begun to question what is truly present in your home, I need to ask you, have you ever felt like someone is watching you, even when you're completely alone? Have you ever felt like there's something wrong with the environment, as if the air were heavy, too quiet, or even uncomfortable for no apparent reason? This is precisely where Psalm 139 warns us again. It says, Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know my sitting and my rising. But what if it's not just you who's being searched? What if your home is also being invaded by presences that aren't good? What you may not yet realize is that your home environment may be laden with memories, objects, words, and even thoughts that have opened spiritual breaches. And these breaches, when ignored, allow dense energies, emotional shadows, and even spiritual entities to lodge in the most hidden spaces. Have you ever entered a room in your home and felt an inexplicable chill? Have you noticed that some corners always seem darker even when the light is on? Have you ever had light bulbs burn out frequently? Have you ever experienced plants that don't last, or even visitors who leave quickly saying, "The weather is strange"? These aren't mere coincidences, they are signs. Psalm 139 reveals something powerful to us, that there is a divine presence that knows us deeply. But this same spiritual light also reveals what is hidden, and sometimes what is hidden needs to be removed. It needs to be faced with faith, prayer, and spiritual wisdom. So take a look. Do you have old objects at home that came from unknown sources? Memories of relationships that ended in pain or sorrow? Paintings with strange symbols? Statues that make you uncomfortable? Heirlooms inherited from relatives that had a strange energy? All of these can be points of attraction for forces that are not visible but can be felt. And what's more, some homes carry unresolved stories. Land that has been the scene of conflicts, properties that have experienced many separations, illnesses, or even deaths. All of this, even without you knowing it, can imbue the spaces with an energy that can only be transmuted spiritually. Now tell me honestly, when was the last time have you prayed openly in your home, declared out loud that that space belongs to light, goodness, and divine protection? Have you consecrated your home? Have you said a powerful prayer of spiritual cleansing in every corner? Did you know that there are corners of the house that accumulate stagnant energy, especially bedrooms and bathrooms, where emotions, thoughts, and even memories are trapped? And if these spaces are not treated spiritually, they can become true centers of imbalance. But calm down. This is not a reason to fear. This is a reason to awaken, to act, to use the power of your faith, your prayer, your connection with God, and the light to completely transform the energy of your home. Psalm 139 is there to remind you that you are never alone, that the divine knows every detail of what happens around you, even what you cannot see. And that is why, later today, I will guide you in the continuation of this video with powerful guidance for identifying signs of spiritual imbalance in the home, objects to avoid, and how to use God's Word, especially verses from the Psalm 139, to restore harmony in your home. But before we continue, I need to know, have you ever had a strange experience inside your home? Have you ever felt something inexplicable, like a weight, an oppression, a fear that seems to arise out of nowhere? If so, leave your comment here. Share your story. This can help others who are going through the same thing without understanding what's happening. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now. This is very important for us to continue exploring these spiritual themes with courage, truth, and divine protection. Share with someone who needs to hear this, and get ready, because in the next part, we'll reveal 12 common items that many people have in their homes, without knowing that they are opening doors to spiritual imbalance. Stay with me, because what comes next can completely change the energy of your home and your life. And now that you understand that the energy of your home depends not only on your faith, but also on what's present in it, let's together unravel what may be sabotaging the peace of your home without you even realizing it. The first item that you need to watch out for urgently are objects inherited from people who have already passed away, whether it's clothing, jewelry, paintings, or even furniture. These items often carry the deceased's emotional energy, including hurt, sadness, or unresolved conflicts. When brought into your home without a spiritual cleansing ritual, they act as anchors for grief. The second item is old or broken mirrors. Mirrors are energetic portals. When they're cracked or come from charged places, they can act as channels of spiritual distortion. Have you ever noticed how in some homes you avoid even looking in the mirror, as if you sense something strange in the reflection. The third is statues or images with dark features, especially those with distorted, aggressive, or sad faces. These figures were often created to represent suffering or war, and just by being present, they radiate this kind of vibration into the environment. The fourth item may surprise you: stopped clocks. A watch that function and remains so for days, weeks, or months indicates stagnation of time and energy. It's as if that part of the house is stuck, without flow, without spiritual movement. The fifth item is paintings or photos with scenes of sadness, loneliness, or suffering. Images have enormous symbolic power. A painting depicting a dark environment, a person crying or expressing pain, even if it's art, can transform the environment into a dense, melancholic space. The sixth item is clothes you keep out of emotional attachment. You know, that piece of clothing that reminds you of a breakup, a fight, a difficult time. That item of clothing absorbs the energy of that moment. Keeping it is like keeping an old wound alive. The seventh item is cracked or broken vases and objects. Even if they're just a little cracked, these objects symbolize disruptions in the home's energy. It's as if the harmony has been interrupted. If you can't fix it, discard it with gratitude. The eighth item is decorative masks with strange expressions. Many of these masks are inspired by cultures that used such objects in rituals. When misunderstood or misplaced, they can carry an energy you don't want in your home. The ninth item is something few suspect. Dead or dry plants are energy sensors. When a plant dies repeatedly in the same spot in the house, it's a clear warning. The environment is energetically hostile, and keeping a dead plant there is like insisting on a negative presence. The 10th item is gifts from people who envy you. It may be a beautiful object, but if it came from someone who doesn't, vibrate positively with your happiness. It may have been a channel for transmitting envious energy. If looking at the gift makes you feel uncomfortable, take note. The 11th, old toys with a dark appearance, especially dolls that look too realistic or that make you uncomfortable. Some old toys, especially heirlooms, can carry deep memories. And the 12th item, perhaps the most subtle of all, written and forgotten words. Notes, letters, diaries, notes from difficult times. Words have power. A notebook with pages filled with venting, hurt, sadness, if kept without the intention of healing, acts as a reservoir of negative energy in the home. Now answer me honestly. How many of these items have you identified in your home? And more importantly, how did you feel when you remembered them? Take this seriously. The spiritual world doesn't only manifest itself in the invisible, it reveals itself through what we keep out of habit, attachment, or because we don't know what it represents. And if you want to know how to rid yourself of these energies, how to perform a true cleansing ritual and consecrate every corner of your home, then stay with me, because in the next part, we'll learn how to completely transform the environment with the power of prayer, intention, and Psalm 139. But first, comment below. Do you have any of these items at home? Have you felt any of the signs we mentioned? And of course, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe now, activate the bell, and share this video with anyone who needs this guidance. Sometimes, a simple change can free an entire home from whatever was blocking the light.